The journey through life is often marked by profound experiences that challenge the very fabric of our existence, reshaping our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Among these experiences, encounters with the numinous stand out as moments of intense emotional and psychological significance. These encounters, characterized by their deeply moving and often unsettling nature, invite us to explore the concept of numinosity, a term that speaks to the mysterious and overpowering presence that transcends our everyday reality. The notion of the numinous was extensively explored by Carl Jung, who drew upon the work of Rudolf Otto, who described a dimension of experience that is both fascinating and terrifying. Jung portrayed the numinous as an autonomous force, one that captivates the human spirit not by choice but by its sheer overwhelming presence. This force, according to Jung, acts upon us rather than being directed by us, a force to which we are more a victim than its creator. It is in the grip of such numinous experiences that we encounter the darker aspect of the divine, challenging our preconceived notion and forcing us to confront the depths of our psyche. Traumatic events, with their capacity to upend our lives, serve as stark example of numinous encounters. They represent the darker face of the numinosum, revealing to us the potent and often destructive power of the archetypal other. Whether it manifests in the form of nightmares, profound moments of fear, or encounters with the inexplicable, the numinous carries with it the potential for both devastation and transformation. It is in this paradox that its true power lies. The term soul murder vividly encapsulates the devastating impact of trauma on the soul, referring to acts of violence or violation that strip away one's dignity and identity. Such experiences, which assault the very essence of what it means to be human, challenge us to confront the darkest aspect of existence. They force us into an encounter with a god image that is terrifying and unfathomable, a deity that embodies chaos and destruction. Yet, it is precisely through wrestling with this dark god that we find the possibility for transformation. Jung suggests that the divine seeks incarnation not despite our darkness but through it, choosing the human vessel with all its flaws and shadows as the site for his sacred becoming. This dialectic between destruction and rebirth, between the terror of the numinous and its transformative potential, invites us to reconsider our relationship with the divine. In the aftermath of trauma, the divine may seem absent or indifferent, plunging the sufferer into a state of existential abandonment. Yet it is also in these moments of despair that the possibility for a profound shift in consciousness emerges. The breaking apart of our usual patterns of thought and perception, though painful, opens a doorway to realm beyond the ordinary, offering glimpses of a reality that transcends the limitation of our ego-bound existence. Encountering the numinous, therefore, is not merely an experience of fear and disorientation. It is also a call to adventure, a summon to embark on a journey of deep psychological and spiritual transformation. It challenges us to face the depths of our own being, to confront the darkness within and without, and to emerge from this confrontation with a renewed sense of purpose and meaning. In this light, the numinous becomes not just the source of suffering, but a beacon guiding us towards greater wholeness and integration. In navigating the complexities of life, our encounters with the numinous remind us of the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of existence. They beckon us to look beyond the surface of our daily lives and to engage with the deeper currents that shape our destinies. Through the lens of numinosity, we are invited to embark on a journey of discovery, where the very trials that threaten to undo us become the crucible for our becoming, offering us the opportunity to transcend our limitations and to touch the face of the divine. In the aftermath of trauma, individuals often find themselves navigating a landscape where familiar landmarks of faith and understanding are obliterated, leveling them in a realm where the very images of God they once held dear no longer offer solace or security. This disorientation not only marks a profound crisis of the soul, but also a critical junction in the journey towards healing and reintegration. As we delve deeper into the complexities of confronting evil, particularly its archetypal dimensions, we are confronted with the necessity of discerning the nature of the evil we face and choosing our response with both wisdom and courage. The therapeutic journey through trauma reveals that encounters with evil prompt a range of instinctual responses: fight, flight, freezing, or fragmentation. These reactions are deeply embedded in our psyche, serving as our most primal strategies for survival in the face of threats that defy our comprehension and challenge our capacity to cope. The wisdom of discernment lies in recognizing the nature of the evil confronted, for not all darkness harbors the seed of transformation. Marie-Louise von Franz, in her exploration of evil within the context of fairy tales, cautions against the naivety of engaging with certain forms of malevolence that offers no avenue for growth, but instead pose a grave risk of contamination and psychic disintegration. The concept of archetypal evil, as von Franz and Jung articulate, presents us with a formidable challenge. It is a force so vast and impersonal that attempts at healing or integration can prove futile, or worse, destructive. Such evil demands a strategy of avoidance or flight, for to gaze directly into its abyss is to risk annihilation. Behind this impenetrable darkness lies the paradoxical image of the Deus Nudus, the naked God, a divine presence so overwhelming that we are compelled to turn away, seeking refuge in the Deus Humanus, the God manifest in our deepest humanity. Jung's perspective on evil, particularly within the context of trauma, is both challenging and illuminating. He posits that evil, much like good, plays a crucial role in the quest for wholeness. This teleological view suggests that evil, in its own mysterious and often harrowing way, contributes to the unfolding of the individual's journey towards integration and the realization of the self. This framework doesn't trivialize the suffering caused by evil, but rather seeks to understand its place within the broader tapestry of human experience. The essence of trauma therapy, therefore, extends beyond the clinical domain, touching upon the spiritual core of our being. It is an endeavor that seeks not only to heal the wounds inflicted by trauma, but also to facilitate a profound transformation of consciousness, leading to a reintegration of the personality at a higher level of understanding and being. This process often involves engaging with mythological and biblical motifs, as these archetypal narratives offer a language through which the soul can articulate its ordeal and begin to find meaning in the midst of chaos. Jung's insights into the emergence of religious imagery and symbols during moments of crisis underscore the inherent religiosity of human psyche, a function that spontaneously seeks to connect with the divine in times of despair. The God image, then, is not a mere construct, but a profound experience that arises unbidden from the depths of the soul, offering a beacon of hope and a pathway towards renewal. The concept of undogmatic spirituality emerges as a beacon of hope in the quest of reclaiming our lost selves and transcending our alienation. It offers a framework for healing that forsakes rigid dogmas in favor of a more fluid and inclusive approach to the sacred. This form of spirituality, unbounded by the constraints of traditional institutions, emphasizes the experiential dimension of the divine, inviting individuals to forge a direct personal relationship with the transcendent. It is a spirituality that acknowledges the infinite value of the ultimate, fostering a deep sense of connection not only with the divine, but also with the broader wave of creation and human community. For those traversing the landscape of trauma, the engagement with spirituality can serve as a double-edged sword. As noted by Donald Colsett, the numinous, while offering a profound source of healing and transformation, can also become a mechanism of defense, a spiritual bypass where the transcendent is used to compensate for the lack of embodied earthly gratifications. This highlights the complex dynamics at play in the spiritual journey of trauma survivors, who may oscillate between genuine moments of transcendental insight and the temptation to escape the painful realities of their human existence. The encounter with trauma often precipitates a radical disintegration of the self, propelling survivors into altered states of consciousness where the boundaries of the ego are dissolved and the mythopoetic structures of the unconscious come to the foreground. This disintegration, though terrifying, opens up a space for profound spiritual crisis and potentially transformation. It is within this crucible of annihilation that the old paradigms, defense mechanisms, and value systems are shattered, leaving behind a void that beacons the emergence of new ways of being and relating to the world. The challenge then is to navigate this void with courage and openness, to allow the breakdown of the ego to become a breakthrough to higher states of consciousness. It requires a willingness to embrace the unknown, to sit with the discomfort of not knowing, and to trust in the possibility of rebirth amidst the ruins of the self. This process of transformation is not a return to a pre-trauma state of innocence, but rather an evolution into a more integrated, more profoundly aware state of being. It is a journey that demands patience, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to the unfolding of one's spiritual potential. In this context, spirituality transcends mere belief or ritual. It becomes a lived experience, a dynamic process of becoming that engages the deepest aspect of our humanity. It is about forging a relationship with the transcendent that is both deeply personal and expansively universal, a relationship that nurtures our connection to the divine, to each other, and to the earth itself. Through this engagement with undogmatic spirituality, individuals facing the aftermath of trauma can find the resources to rebuild their lives, to rediscover a sense of purpose and meaning, and to embark on a path of healing that leads to the transformation of their consciousness and the reintegration of their shattered selves.